Jax, what's up? What's up? Long time, man. It's good to see you. We still rolling over here, man. Day 96. Uh, it's been a ride. That's all I can say. My day was busy, eventful. Um, I got enough done. I wouldn't say a lot done. I It was raining. It was cold. Your day's not been good. Sorry to hear it, man. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully, uh, you're at peace and it gets a little bit better for you tomorrow. Maybe a lot better. We've been rocking and rolling on the channel. Um, I've been tired going up and down, starting to feel it. I'm good today though. But we've had a mix of shows, man. We've had people call in. Oh man. Man. Rest in peace, man. That's tough, man. That's tough. Yeah. Take the time. Take the time you need. Take the time you need, man. Well, myself, I know I'm on the other side of a camera, but you've been rocking out with me, and I really hope that your family's okay, and you guys, you get through it. I don't like to throw any cliche terms or anything out there. I don't know where you are with transitioning and all of that, but uh, it's one thing Alan Watts, I think it's Alan, no, I think it's Jim Rohn who says this: no one has figured out how to get out of life alive. So just be at peace if you can, even in the little moments. Just appreciate people for the shared time, and we will share more time in a different energy form, very likely. Today I was doing some compost jacks. At the end of the day, I got a new tip from Jeff Lawton. I guess watching the hundreds of hours of videos wasn't good enough, and I came across a video the other day. Oh, good job, Katie. Good job. I like that. If I did school all over again, I'd be like I'd be very on top of things. What's compost? Come on, Jax.
I don't know that.
Compost is what we refer to as the decomposition process, the mostly intentional decomposition process of turning yard waste or animal dung, poop back into soil. Food scraps, paper, tree, bark, cardboard material, wood chips. Essentially, you are targeting nitrogen, the carbon to nitrogen ratio, 2 to 1 carbon to nitrogen, and depending on your technique, you may be able to have compost in 18 days. So I have a pile. It looks like it's bigger than a cubic yard. So 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. That's a good size mass. I'm only on day 4 though. The pile got up to like 150 degrees. So when I was turning it, it's like steaming. Like you see steam just jumping off of it. And it was my neighbor was having a party on the other side of the fence. He's pretty cool. Um, and I knew it was a party because I don't know if you guys ever had neighbors like this, but people frequent areas that they don't usually frequent when people come over. Tomorrow is a new day. Yeah, people. So my neighbor, I seen him cleaning up around his grill, and I mean, I hang out close to where it's not close to his grill, but I would smell it where I hang out at, because that's where the chickens are, and the chickens would smell it. Everybody would smell it, and I never smell it. I never smell his grill, so that means his grill's never on. And I seen him cleaning up over there today. I was like, he's probably having a party. And then next thing you know, I came inside, rested for a little while, went back outside, had a whole driveway full of cars, and they were throwing a jamming party. So I just go outside to like clean up, and then I realize, oh man, it's day 4. I've got to turn this pile. So I'm turning the pile, and I don't know if they looked over or not, but all you see is like I'm in like a bubble of steam. It just looks like I'm frying food. That's how much steam comes off a hot pile. But the compost looked awesome. It's part a recovery of a pile that I had started, and then it went cold because I not accidentally, but I turned it in the dark and I put too much cold water on it, and kind of fried the pile. Or the opposite of frying, I iced the pile. Then the temperature went down, and yeah. So tonight I don't have any. What's the title of the stream? Title of the stream is "A Change Is Gonna Come." We'll see. I think I love that title. That's it used to be, probably still is, my favorite song. "A Change Is Gonna Come" by Sam Cooke. And a change is gonna come that I'm gonna be able to get some sleep and be refreshed. But a lot has to change though. I've been gaining weight during this time, just holding on to stress. Yeah. Oh yeah, so that compost pile actually turned out good, Katie. I tried a different one, and that one, the first term was great, and then I think I got a little bit, I did hear about I don't know if you call it hunter. I heard about it from actually a homestead channel a few days before I saw big reports about it. But part of me, it felt like the media was happy to have something to report and talk about. Obviously we got to watch it, we can't ignore it, but for now I'm not gonna worry myself too much. And then we're not that far from knowing procedures on how to conduct business, day to day. So yeah, when you guys did the raid, I was turning this other pile, but I got kind of cocky with this. I ain't gonna say pile. I don't like the word cocky. I think I was a little arrogant because my goal is to become the compost king, right? That's one of my major goals. And one of the reasons why is that, having a ton of fertility is top tier. Not just for growing stuff, but the nutrient base of what you grow. I don't know if you guys really know, but just because the nutrients that are in our food is they aren't as dense and as abundant as the nutrients that existed in food 40 years ago. We have lost a lot of nutrients in our food. The food may look the same. Like you can chemically, just like a person, right? You can pump a person with some sort of a steroid, and because of that isolation, the body may and will react to it. But because it's based on that chemical, it may be easy to not be there. Like when you see guys that go to the gym and they're guys and girls, they're consistent with it, and then when they fall off, they could lose a ton of muscle really fast. Well, bigger than the processed food, we've had that conversation, but I'm saying even food, even a carrot. Come on, little Michael Jackson. Come on. We got afros going tonight. I'm so jealous. I wish that my hair could. I wish I could do this. I'll try. Hey, Dawn. I'll try, but I don't think my hair's gonna look as thick. It won't. My hair's thinner now. My hair used to be thicker than that. You have nice soft hair. Yeah, no, I got my hair follicle game is crazy. It's just you couldn't. There's things that used to get stuck in my hair.
Everything gets stuck in my hair.
Oh, okay. So you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, Katie, I'm not necessarily talking about processed food. I'm talking about food. An apple is an apple, a carrot is a carrot, because what has happened over time is Katie says hi to you. Oh, he's playing it. He went back to his game. They've tricked us over time to, when you go into the store and you see all these shiny apples, it's not about the nutrition that's in the food. That's why when you go to the supermarket, they don't present you with like nutrition facts when you go into the vegetable aisle. Surprisingly, you would think if you saw fruit out there, they can kind of give you a gauge on what nutrition is in those foods. So you're basing that choice just on some assumption. Now, if something's packaged, that's different. But I'm talking about unpackaged food. You just see the name of a fruit or a vegetable. You don't see like a nutrition fact. So how would you know if what I'm saying is true or not, right? So based on I can't say it's my research, but there's a lot of dialogue about and I think it's an accepted fact that our foods don't have as much nutrients. And the reason why is because one of the major reasons why is because of the way that we farm. We farm, and I think this started not started in the 70s, but it became increasingly what you call like conventional farming. So where a lot of how we set up planting, and I don't know the appropriate term, but there's a lot of inputs. It's all based on inputs. So those inputs are technically synthetic, because even though they could be from an organic source, right? But the problem with something is that there's no real balance. It hasn't been there. So everything that's in the ground may not take to it the same way. It may kill certain things. It may be too much concentration of certain things. There's no balance. Hey, Katie. Oh, it's all good, Ruben. Nah, you're good, man. You're good. I didn't miss him. I didn't miss him. I want to say they sucked, but no, they were okay. Just clown my own lives. Speaking of that, I did post some video of two shorts today. Did pretty good. I was live last night Did you miss yesterday, Katie? I don't. I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. You guys have been great to support. I'm seeing the difference. Just what not only coming to the live, being consistent with that, I'm starting to see my content being watched by my subscribers, and then that means that it seems like YouTube is more willing to pass. It's growing as to the consistency of me seeing things passed around and getting more impressions on things. Like I just posted a video. I think that was yesterday, and I got another in the tank. So that's that's pretty good. Yeah, I posted a video, and this is May 7th, and I have 72 views, and I am shocked. Like, I'm shocked. That's a big deal for me for a video. What we doing tonight? I was just hanging out, man. It's Saturday night. You never know who's coming in. If you got a topic, you got a question, that's all good. I did right before I got on stream, I loaded up some old videos, like shorts that I'm sure you guys have never seen. I just said let me pull these up because it would be cool to show the vibes. Yeah, 72 views on a long form video. I think the video was 6.5 minutes long, and there's a good amount of watch hours to support. Actually, it's at 86 now. Wow. There's a good amount of watch hours on that. You shared one of my shorts. Oh, thank you. I don't know. Like, I'm not a. Katie, are you a sharer in general? You were camping. I wasn't camping, man. That's why I ended up posting a short, because I just got a canopy, and where my chicken area is, I put up a canopy, and it's comfortable. When the sun's out, it's blocking the sun. It's raining, it's blocking, the precipitation. And when I went live and it started going dark, people were just coming in and they thought like, yo, what do you where are you? It's like, I'm at my house. And okay, where do you can you give me game on sharing? Since you've been a mod for 15 years, shout outs to you. I think my struggle with sharing content is that though I know a lot of people, I don't speak to a lot of them on the regular, and I'm very selective of the platforms that I'm on. And I would say Facebook is probably the only social media like platform that I would ever go to. And then sharing on there, I actually don't post anything myself, so I feel weird like sharing things. What's a game? You want to play a game? I don't know. Is there a game being played? Yeah, somebody's playing a game in this I'm slowly getting kicked out of what we call Game Studio 1 in my house. Oh, a campfire in the backyard. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that. That was always in the plans. It's just, it's not super easy to get to the things that you want to do. It takes a lot more time. And I'm comfortable the way I'm going about things. Like I said, I'm more so filming as a break to my work. I'm not filming and then doing work. Scary stories. Yeah. The challenge with scary stories is gonna be kind of funny. It's funny to me at least. Um, yeah, give. Yeah, hold on, Ruben. Yes, I just asked you to give me game on sharing because like I just don't know how. I don't know how to like the concept behind it. I know you said if it speaks to you, like people send stuff to me, but I don't consider it a share because they kind of it's just like a direct message. I rarely open any of it because they're trying to send me to Instagram, and I'm very protective of my energy when it comes to the state of the world that we're in now. Um, Anything could spin off into something that a room that you don't want to be in. So I'm kind of protective of that. But yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be putting up a website just because that's in my wheelhouse of skills. You scored? I want to hear you announce. Come do some announcing. My son, my son he's working on his Michael Buffett. um, that's the guy I told you that makes $1 million when he does the intro. Yeah. Scary stories. This is one cool story from my camp called Charlie Num Num. It's very similar to the Jason story. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, Katie. That could help you. Yeah, it maybe help someone else. Yep. I get that. Yeah, I think that's interesting because maybe the reason why I struggle to send stuff because I don't. That's I'm glad you said that could help because that makes a lot of sense. But unfortunate for me, I'm not connected with any person in my personal life, like thousands of people that I may be connected to on Facebook. I don't know one person who is a peer in the things that I do, like that I watch. Chickens, gardening, like I don't know. I think I know one person. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. That'd be interesting to reach out to him. Um, yeah, he actually sang at my wedding. I should check on him and see how he's doing. But I remember him talking about this type of stuff before I even got into it. And he was like, "Yo, you're gonna like it. You'll be into it." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, man." From the city. No, I'm with you, Katie. You know, I watch a lot of I don't like when my wife said it this morning. She goes, "Which self-help guru is that?" It's like I don't call them self-help gurus. I'm not looking for self-help. But I stuff like that I could share, but then I would only share it with a person who I had a moment with, and I think that this match is like something that we were discussing, you know.
And they
Oh, it's so good. So I've encouraged. You had a little bit when you was pretty young. Of course. Of course, man. There was a kid in my elementary school with a full goatee. Oh, you heard that, Katie? Yeah, my what I find very which I'm 1,000% supporting. We've had this conversation, and I continue to encourage him. When you watch a game with sports, esports, things that are sports adjacent, like activities that may have come on ESPN, like chess. We only really connect with the people who are doing it, right? The player, So and then to be a player, eventually you have to be a good player. The problem with that is that there are all these other things that align with that thing. So let's say sports. I'm a basketball player, right?
But you are.
It wasn't until college that I realized I could take coaching serious. I could be what do you call it? A trainer. I could take, you know, physical therapy serious. The one that I really was taking serious was the guy who did stats at my school. I forgot his official title, but he essentially did stats, and he did it for the whole athletic department, becoming an AD, an athletic director. Um, you can do some sort of operations task revolving with sports. When it comes to what my son is doing with his voice, he's doing commentary. That's not something that people do from being kids. We play with that, right? So I'm super supportive to make him understand that no, you could be ahead of the game by just doing that. Always have fun playing the game, but that may be what gets you over the hump. You start doing commentary and people know you as the voice, and you come up with all your, your little sayings, and people follow you, and it's an outlet, right? And it helps to give you confidence, because everybody can't be the best person at everything. There's always someone better. You know the term. Last few years I've gotten into girls softball 100%. Me too. I've not gotten into it more. I've always been into it. No, they could play. Now, Ruben, change gonna come. I'm gonna just act like that was the topic. A change gonna come. The problem for me with girls or women's, I don't know the PC term here. The problem for me is that they are so talented. I can't for the life of me understand how we don't have a nationally supported league and situation. I think that softball would take off better than the WNBA. I absolutely would. And I think that there's actually more. There's more of a natural path for women to become girls to turn into softball players, because in Little League, a lot of girls just, if the league if they have a softball team in the league, girls play that, but girls also play on the same team as the guys. There was a I think this is real. I've seen it recently. There's a girl who pitched D1 men's. She's the first girl, well, just D1. I guess it's not considered men's because she's able to do it. And I don't know the full stats or details about it. You could look into it. If you know about it, let me know. But I got super excited when I saw that. My frustration with people when it comes to sports and gender is that they miss the fact that sports are about competitiveness and entertainment. That's all it is. It's not about what you think it's about. It's not about a gender. You connect with those more and more of us, like men may connect. Ooh, that guy could dunk. Or, ooh, that guy could throw a football so far. But if there is no demand for that thing anymore, it just goes away. So how do you get the demand? It makes no sense that when women's softball collegiate, when NCAA is on, and a lot of people get interested in it, that there is nothing after that they can get interested in. Yeah. Katie says so many people watch others commenting on many different topics nowadays. That's the team she played with, Tennessee. Yeah, I think Tennessee's always good, right? Yeah, I mean it's and the fact that they have a separation with the way that they pitch, it's unique. So think about it. Think about this. Name a sport. There's probably only one other sport out there that has this, and it's gymnastics. Um, the way that women pitch in softball is not replicated by the men. So they have a opportunity for records that aren't competitive. Most men can't even do that pitch. I've tried. I mean, you can learn to do it, but I've tried. It is tough. It is tough. So I don't know. There's a lot of opportunity there, but I'm a very hopeful person when it comes to turning something into a business. I think that the WNBA, way before all of these players have been popping up, that they're multifaceted. I've thought the WNBA had a lot of value. I think that the league is mismanaged. I think that not only are you getting second class talent when you look in comparison to men, but you're getting second class talent when it comes to the front office and the marketing of the league. And so I guess for me, it's still just basketball. So if I'm a professional, not an athlete, if I'm a professional, and I could get a front office job, and you give me the LA Lakers versus the LA Sparks, what you think I'm gonna choose? Right? And the league is connected. The WNBA is owned by the WNBA. I mean, the WNBA is owned by the NBA. So when it comes to the talent pool, you could imagine that outside of the players and the coaches, that most everyone who's going to energize the team would choose to be in a more profitable situation. It takes somebody who's sacrificing, that really cares about women's basketball, to stay there and to make this thing work. So I feel like they get experimental talent. They're always trying to compete with how things are done on the men's side, because I think the natural trajectory of people who work in that league would probably prefer to be on the men's side. I have so much to say about the WNBA. I'm just glad that I'm the age that I am, because I couldn't imagine playing some of those women, because some of those women are really good. Really good. The one year that Kerr won it for the USA, who's Kerr? What are you talking about? Who's Kerr? What sport are you talking about? Dude, I'm all over the place. You're going to have to fill me in, Ruben. Unless you're talking about gymnastics. I remember that in gymnastics. I don't know another sport. But yeah, women's sports are great, man. They just, I put it on women too. I think that they have to get more involved and interested. A lot of these sports, like the WNBA, yeah, gymnastics. Yeah, I remember that. Men support these sports more than women do. It's not these sports. Basketball, men support more. So they need to figure out the marketing if I had to choose, I would say break the WNBA off from the NBA and just go independent and find investors that see the vision and just, don't expand too early and, figure it out and make it work. The league's been around for 30 years and I don't think they feel like a 30-year league. So getting a little bit of turbulence on the stream. Probably it's the Fortnite that's being played in the same room as me. Hey buddy, my stream is buffering. Y'all going All right, I'm sorry about that. I think I know the stream is back. I had to switch internet and it's time for the kids to go to bed anyway. They should have been in bed. I don't know what they doing over there. I keep getting these messages. I don't know what to do. When I get these pop-up messages, the funny thing about them is I remember the first couple streams when I started getting messages. No, it wasn't just you. Oh, the buffering sign. No, come on. Yeah, I should be back. There was some traffic in my house. I was saying that I remember the first couple of times when I would get these messages when I just started streaming, and when I could tell you, it felt like I was getting arrested or something. Like it's like, well, what do I do? What do I do? It's like, dude, sit down. You're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. Thanks for telling me though, guys. I've had some interesting times on this ride. One time, I don't think I ever told you this, Katie. One time, I was streaming for about 20 minutes. No mic. The mic was muted. No one said anything. I'm just just talking. No one said anything. So yeah. All right. Well, change is gonna come. Yeah. No. Okay. It was rough, and that was the first time I played pissed off, but on the inside I didn't know if this was it for me, because I'm like, why? Prince, what's up? 2 nights in a row, Prince. You got a 2-night streak. I'm feeling that. I didn't get any comments. It was a normal stream. I don't know if people were doing comments. The vertical was super weird, but I don't know if people, there had to be comments in there. Like I was relaxed. I was going off, and I've seen very seasoned streamers, live streamers. One of my favorite, this guy that I follow, his name is Lennon Honor. He's been doing it for a long time. I've been studying him because he's been on this one topic for a very long time, and he's almost like, when this case finally comes up, he has to be called because he has the most data and investigative research on this topic, and I watch him to see how he continues to stay on topic, because when you do this, there's different approaches. I mean, it is open, you can do whatever you want, right? But there's reaction stuff, you know. This guy is topic based, and then he kind of is funny. I'm not super funny, but he has fun with it, right? So I think our streams align, but I watch him because I realized I don't have a topic. I don't have this thing that I'm holding on to, which is okay. But people have to cross the barrier of being okay with me, because you don't know what the topic's gonna be. But if you have the same topic and you're just building on that same topic, people could just like the topic. I wasn't doing nothing. I was just talking. I was using my hands, and it just happened. And hey, man, it is what it is. You live and you learn. I'm learning every day. I'm just learning. And if I had my choice, I would have something more physical here, that I would be looking at my mic and making sure that my mic is not muted. Where it's at on my screen, it's sort of on a audio mixer, like a digital audio mixer, and it doesn't highlight your mic separate from any other thing like that. Audio I have playing in the backgrounds right next to the mic. Then it has like the soundboard audio, desktop audio. So everything is kind of on the same thing. There's no priority there. Obviously, my voice is the most priority because everything else could kind of go away. So I could do that. I could figure that out and do that better, or create a plugin that is the way that I want it to be. But yeah, let me show you guys. I was just, like I said, I was digging through the crates, and it's like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while. It's just stuff on my computer. So real quick, let me know what you think. I'll just play one, and maybe some dialogue will come from that. I'm glad you dig it, Ruben, but the YouTube algorithm didn't. If I remake that, I know what I would do to change it. But I definitely enjoyed the process. I think editing is something, and I hope that me making things that are algorithm ready don't change my natural creativity of how I see things. but I have learned that this is just a way. They're basically designing for the perfect scenario, to wake someone up. The things that, like, if you're walking in the street, there are things that will catch your eye or your ear or your nose, and it's like it will happen. Barbecue, bread, the good stuff. I'm saying, not the bad stuff, right? It just will catch you, and you'll see it when we see any kind of service go by, like police with sirens, fire truck, ambulance, right? You're going to just turn and look. So the algorithm in making videos for it, what I've learned is this whole hook thing. They even have like an AI tool now. Smells do bring memories back. I don't know if I told you, Ruben, but I'm from the Bronx. I went to camp in Kingston, New York, which I believe the trip was like an hour and 45 minutes from where I lived, and it was a 21-day camp. 21-day sleepaway camp. No parents. Kids from my Boys and Girls Club was in the Bronx. There was one other Bronx club. There was one in Manhattan, 3 in Brooklyn. I think 1 in Queens, and a busload of kids from each one of those used to come to this camp for 21 days. And those smells, I would only get those smells once a year. And what's stupid about it is it's just regular outside smells like dew. And now that I get them, I'm not that far. I'm probably 30 minutes from there now. When I get those smells, it brings me back to that time, because the experience of going to camp, being a city kid, was so like, wow, it was just different. My camp was cool too. I felt super empowered. I don't know how other people's camps work, but these people did a really good job. They used to what I have been down for an exchange student program. I think if you're saying as a student, I think the problem for me is I pretty much played sports every year, so that wouldn't have worked for me. I was not a student. I was not in college for anything smart. I changed after college. I changed. I had my whole academic outlook is very different. Yeah, as a student, in hindsight, yes, I would love to explore. But the amount of limitation on what I knew, what I was interested in, even what I majored in, I didn't have a lot of information to make some of these decisions. And because I'm a slip through the cracks kind of person, there isn't someone there making sure that I do the right thing. I'm a slip through the cracks kind of person because I'm not going to show up at your prison, at your jail. I'm not doing anything to get in trouble. I'm there. I'm just there, I'm not getting in trouble. You're not gonna have a violent story about me. I'm not scamming on someone. That has never been a part of my makeup, and I could point you to people that were near me that was. So clearly, that's not my vibe. But when you do get in trouble, people align. It's like a black and white kind of thing. People either are for you or against you. Like, oh, that kid is bad. That kid ain't never gonna change. Or it's the flip side. Oh no, they're really good. They just need a little bit of this, right? Meanwhile, I've been sitting in the class and I'm just looking back and forth at all these people, see how they could help improve or just accept who the bad kid is. They get all the attention. For me, I'm not hurting nobody, so there's no attention. So I don't know. In hindsight, I would do it if I had those types of opportunities. But in college, I played ball, so I wouldn't have been able to not physically be there. I can't say I take it back either, because I had a whole lot of fun. People will surprise you, good and bad. They sure will. But you got to give people. I wish there was more people that gave more attention to more kids and teens, and that there was more information out there. Again, I may have told you I was working on a program called Cyrus, which stood for creating your roadmap to success. CYRS. And it was designed around some missteps in my life where I felt like a little small bridge to understanding more about what fields out there, careers out there, and just being realistic about it would have helped me to make a better decision about the school I went to. Right? A lot of kids, they go to a school and it's because it says college on it or it says university on it. They don't really understand how that's going to connect to their future, and what is that future realistically like. It wasn't until my senior year in college that I realized that I wasn't going to be making money. You hit it on the head. Yeah, it's not just the teachers, it's the whole community, it's the whole school community. I was in a New York City school district, so largest school district in the country. Or largest school system. I know with the 35 kids, we had 35 kids in 30 desks. So if you didn't get, like in high school, if you didn't get to that class before the other 30 kids, you got to sit on the cabinet in the back. So you instantly, because it was some BS, you instantly became a disruptive kid, or you just stopped going to class. I had 5,500 students in my high school. So 8 floors and escalators. It was a zoo. It was a big ant zoo. But I digress, because with a little bit of guidance, a little bit of better structure in the community, I could have made better decisions. But hey, I still figured it out, right? Still figured it out. But yeah, I would love to go explore and see things, other countries. I would have changed earlier for sure, because I've never been naive to what I'm watching. I've never been a person that lies to themselves about what's in front of me. I may perceive something, like I perceive YouTube to be a certain way before I really got into it. And now that I'm there, I'm able to identify with some of my missteps and some of my conclusions that I drew that weren't complete. So just being honest, but you need more information, right? So the program Cyrus that I was talking about, So any show and tell stories? Show and tell, you mean like physical stuff, Ruben? I still, yeah, I keep this stuff on my desk when I start showing and tell. I gotta get rid of some of this stuff, like this freaking Nike, my first Nike shoe. I gotta like store this stuff properly. You mean physical? So what Cyrus was, and 100 kids graduation class for the school's 100th year birthday was a big where I grew up. Hey, yeah, that'd have been nice. No, it's all good, man. If you want to show it, just tell me. I just don't know. Just tell me what you're talking about. My story's quick. It's not even a story. Um, it was just a program that I like. I'm just a creator. Like I like to just create, and I see a problem, really a problem solver, and the creation comes on the back of the problem that I see. Ignoring the severity of the particular problem. In this case, Cyrus creating your roadmap for success is looking at the problem where you have a vibrant mind, young mind who doesn't have a community that can get them over the hump and allow for them to understand how their skills could apply to the marketplace eventually, or just to make them more fulfilled in life. So my idea was to introduce the children and give them more like a small to medium group of kids intentionally so that you could get a direct relationship with them and have them research the careers that they say they want to do in a very deep way. They start cataloging and put together all this information, and throughout the session, it's probably a handful, say 8 sessions. Your objective is to get them to understand how much they're gonna be making. Does that actually work for their life? Like, does that buy them the life that they want? Are they where they need to be? Do they have to go to a certain school to make this happen? Do they have to be in a certain part of the country to make this happen? Because there's a clear disconnect with that. When most of the game industry was in Orlando, kids all across the country want to be in gaming, not realizing that they have to move to Orlando to make this happen. That's like saying you want to be in media and you don't want to go to New York. You want to be in movies, but you don't want to go to Hollywood. Happy Mother's Day. Good shout out, Ruben. No. Katie Katie got 3. So then to close the program, there's going to be 2 major things. So one, we would link them with someone in the real world in that profession. I would try my hardest to get them a day with that person, a session with that person, so that they could see a realistic view of what that profession is like. If they have questions, whatever. And then they had to do a presentation. So here's where the cross-pollination. You have 4. Wow. I thought you had 3. You beat me by 1. Then they have to do the presentation so that they can cross-pollinate the information, this deep information that they studied, and maybe that's going to help to expose the other people in the group of these professions. Because you say you want to do something, but you don't even know how you arrived there. Like, why is it when they say, what do you want to be when you grow up? Why are you choosing that? A lot of it is what we've watched in some form of entertainment, or something that someone has put on us. Like my son he liked animals at one point, and we used to watch shows like Critter Fixes. And he's like, I want to be a vet. Yeah, that's the first thing you say. You want to be a vet. Then I start telling you about how much school you got to go through, and we'll see. Man, you got some grown kids, Katie. More power to you. I must have one of mine just come on. But she's in the middle of doing her hair, so I don't think she wanted to come on. Yeah, Ruben, that was it. Letting you get right into it. In the target group, there's a there's a there's a there's a left behind group, 16 to 25 years old men, young men to men. That's like considered the left behind group, and they have the least resources, the least outreach, and that actually, in return, helps the prison industrial complex to continue, because that is the age where those kids are not being reached. They don't know how to apply their skills to the market. They don't know how to change. I mean, I sadly, I didn't have the opportunity to go to no prom now because I don't have that kind of degree. And I went from failing to being kicked out to going back and getting a GED. And my first year in college, I was on the president's list with a high GPA. So if not for the determination to keep moving forward, I would have never observed that all of that they were teaching me and judging me on was not like, it wasn't the end. And it was more of a them problem than it was a me, because through socialization, we want everybody to fit the same mold. Yeah, your 19-year-old needs that. I've hinted with my sister to try this. Now that we're like remote, I thought of this program when I was in my early 20s, because my first job out of college. Now this is kind of a show and tell, Ruben. My first job out of college was at the Boys and Girls Club that I grew up in. The same Boys and Girls Club that used to send me to Kingston, New York to camp. And it wasn't that I wanted to work there, but I needed a job. I looked for a job for 3 months. It was in the recession. And they had a vacancy. Yeah, I could imagine, Katie. And it's also where you live too. Unfortunately, those in affluent areas, the resources get better while some others' resources get worse. So I got a job as a phys ed director at a Boys and Girls Club, and it was fun. I mean, I was in shape. I just finished playing 4 years of college basketball, so a lot of kids in the neighborhood, they're gonna look up to me. I'm from the same place, so it wasn't, I've always spoken about this as well. One of the hard parts from being in the neighborhood, so to speak, is they always bring in these celebrities, these athletes to talk to the young kids, and they say, I was you. I don't think as a kid myself, home economics. Yeah, no, I wish they had that stuff too, but yeah, home ec. Yeah, you just used to abbreviate that to home ec. Yeah, no, I remember. I was not, they didn't have that per se when I was in school. but it was still on a lot of TV shows, so I was very familiar with what that was. Um, in New York City, you had to go to a specific school if you wanted to do trades. Like Grace Dodge was a school. Smith was a school. If you wanted to do a trade, you had to go to a specific school, and then you could do that trade. But you would have had to make that decision at 13, 14 years old. So that's like too young, right? But car repair, yeah. I did a little car repair. Now that I think, when I look back, yeah, I did like a little oil change. My school happened to still have because once you make that investment and you have a little mechanic shop and you have a lift. We had a lift, and it was a big school, so I'm sure there was teachers bringing in their used cars to get worked on and fixed, their second and third cars. So it was a win-win. But if I were a kid and I were able to go through the program, I feel like I would have been helped on a path to identify that there are things that I'm really exceptional in, and mapping out careers that connect to that. Like, you can be this. Like, no one ever told me, this is so sad. No one ever told me I could be an engineer. I had top math scores, good with my hands. It's just a good problem solver. I was never told I could be an engineer. And I've never known an engineer. Growing up, I never knew an engineer. So it's like who you identify with is going to be people in your family, friends of family, stuff that you watch on TV. So I never knew that stuff. And so when it came time to start choosing what you're going to do, that was never an option for me because I have no idea what that is. Hey, Carolyn. You had to work on your parents' car, man. I need my kids to start. My my car didn't start today. I had to jump my car, and I don't know why yet, but we'll figure that out once you get in that 100,000-mile club. Things don't work how you think they should work, but yeah, if I was a kid in a program like that, I would go home inspired that I have 8 new career paths to look into. So now that's how I think it should go. Gotta go munch on something. Yeah, man. Thanks so much for stopping through. Yes, and happy Mother's Day to the mothers again. Thank you for that, Ruben. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully we catch you before day 100, man. We'll see. All right, so I'm gonna tonight I'm in a good mood. I'm playing some old stuff. Just videos that I've put out over the years, shorts or whatever, and it's just helping to carry me a little bit tonight. But I find it interesting to look at this stuff and to see, I'm the same person, but I was trying something. I was trying to make this push, and now that we've done it, we've been successful at this push. It's kind of cool to reflect and look back. So here's another one. I probably should be wearing a hard hat, but up until now, what's today? It's today. Let's see what today is. Today is October 3rd. Up until now, all of these black walnuts fell by themselves. But apparently, because of those cold temperatures,
Someone is throwing them down right now. It is getting ready to store all of those, and I didn't know it goes down like this. Never a dull moment. But right now this thing is it's going down. This squirrel is not playing. Yeah, well, that's just how it is.
All right.
Today we wear hard hats to not get hit by black walnuts. And hopefully, I don't know how I'm gonna mow these. I love black walnuts, but yeah. Hey, can you do your work later? Hey, is there any chance that you could do your work a little bit later? You're kind of disrupting me. Oh, you don't care? Okay.
Oh man, this is so sad. I wish I knew now. I wish I knew. How do you say? I wish I knew then what. Yeah, I wish I knew then what I know now. The part when I put the hard hat on, that should have been the start of the video. Arrgh. That should have definitely been the start of the video, and then I could do more cuts better because it's a little spacey. Um, so we'll get there. But it was a fun moment. I again, that's one of those you can't make that up. I've been here for years, and I have Mick the Pick is in the house. What's up, Mick the Pick? So you can't make that up. One day, I wake up and my chicken coop has I think that's tin. I think it's tin. The type of metal. It's a tin roof, and all I hear is like bam. It sounds like baseballs, just coming down.
What are you talking about? All I heard was baseballs coming down. Damn.
Oh, people love to interrupt the stream. People that should be asleep right now. So I hear, it sounds like baseball. So I go look out the window, and from the second floor, and I could see the squirrel like we're it's not a close thing, but I could see the squirrel, and I'm like, this is crazy. And the squirrel, in my head, the squirrel is just throwing him down, and he's getting ready. She says hi again.
Hi for what?
Because they hear you.
Oh.
So the squirrel's throwing them down, and
Hi.
I was just so amazed because it's like, how many do you need? The irony is, I've seen this squirrel work every day since then. That was in October. That squirrel did not take off in the wintertime. Just constant. Throw them down, go get them. Throw them down, go get them. Store them, go get them. I have no idea where this squirrel lives. I know that it goes all across my back fence, my side fence, and then it keeps going to the black walnut tree. Make the pick. We've been rolling here. Been rolling a little bit. I've been showing some older videos. Katie says she saw that one. That's funny. I thought I had one on you, Katie. Yeah, I was just playing some old videos. We're on night 96. Ruben was hanging out for a little bit. I hope Shadow Black is okay, but I have a feeling he's gonna come fly up in here. But yeah, I was just playing some videos, just doing a flashback. It's not that many more days. I said I was a good math student, but man, it's less than 5 fingers. That's crazy. Um, how are you doing tonight, Mick the Pick and Carolyn? Let's see what this video is about. You dump in the chat how you're doing. I'll move on to the next one.
Tonight, like many nights, I work my butt off, followed by a day of working my butt off and having a drink. I tried to go live. Thought it'd be pretty cool to have what I call the moon chat. But that didn't really work out. So I'm here. I having a little drink just to ease the anxiety. But I think if I had to talk about
Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. Too spacey. It's too spacey. No, I didn't realize that wasn't a short. That joint was 16 minutes. Did not realize that. I remember the moment I was working on my daughter's room, and where her room is, the ceiling is like part cathedral. And oh, you're home husbandless. Oh, wow, that must be fun. Oh, okay. He gets Mother's Day with mom, huh? So the ceiling it's not that big of a room. I mean, it's not. No, it's small, but it's nice for for her age, and it's somewhat of a cathedral ceiling, so it's not your standard 8 or 9 foot ceiling where I can reach, or just using like a little extension I can get to. And since we did the whole room, I mean the whole thing, drywall, everything, I would have to go up on the ladder, and it's like 14 feet in the air. So for every little thing, up and down, up and down. And that video, oh, sorry to hear that, Katie. Man, you guys, life be lifing, man. I don't know if Jax was in here earlier, Katie, and he said he was not having a good day. He said his papa died. 49 or Sun Top. What's up? How are you? How are you doing? Yeah, that's tough, Katie. Your brother knows my middle son. That sound like a riddle. Well, nice to see you. I think, yeah, I guess I know. No, I might know who you are. Why you up so late? Hanging out. Fortnite and chill. They don't do Netflix and chill. They do Fortnite and chill. Oh. Yeah, so I was working on this room, and that was a different type of work. That was bone work. It like your bones were hurt afterwards, and I was like, man, I need a drink. So I sat out there and I tried to go live. It didn't work. So I said, okay, I'll just record a video and post it. Near the end of the video, I started to choke up because I was talking about something very emotional. I was tired and I was drinking. It's not the greatest mix. So I ended up, I recorded it so I was able to edit the video, but I ended up being happy that it didn't go live in that state. Because I definitely had like a glass tear coming down my eye because I was just exhausted. And, I try to do positive reflection on things, but in going to the positive, you have to resolve the negative. So I definitely had a lot going on. A wonderful combination. Yeah, no, it was. It was. You be with media. He's been around from those days, and he was saying that I was trying to lure certain people in doing the whole chat after dark. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, man? But it was cool. I got on, and I would say that might be one of my first times that I've used this in a therapeutic way. Just getting something out and not caring or worrying about what happens. Okay, so that's that. 49ers, are we still on? You still here? You still hanging out with us? All right, you guys know that one. This one I'm super proud of, but it's not the same when you don't get music. But I really enjoy posting the stuff that are through my eyes, the things that I catch. Plants, insects, animals, landscapes. Hey, Don. I really enjoy like capturing those things, and because I'm not a professional photographer, it's like, what do you do with them, right? I like the whole thing Katie was saying earlier. If it helps someone, well, this is my opportunity to share, because I'm sharing like a moment of something that is like, wow, I didn't know that looked like that. Sorry if that was loud. Let me mute my mic. I'm gonna just play this. All right, so there's no audio, so I guess I could just. So those are crickets. I mean, sorry, grasshoppers. I like playing with like the focus. I don't have a super great lens, but I love to see things come into focus from a blur. Yeah, so when I post that type of stuff, like I don't expect much, but I don't. I like it. I like it. So I kind of just go with how I feel. Yeah, pretty, right? Yeah, so I'm always most times when I post that type of video, that's usually a one session thing where something caught my eye. I went and got the camera. I got an appropriate lens. Like I have like a macro lens, so I can get real tight, and then I'm going on the subject, and I'm trying to get as close. Sometimes, like if this is this pop filter, I'm probably like this close to it. Sometimes, like I'm literally that trying to get that close and stay still and just like capture what's going on in the moment. So they're fun. it's super intentional, and I just want to share and show like this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm looking at. Let me see. And then I had a series. This one's not gonna have audio, so I'll just kind of talk through it. And thanks for hanging out with me with these guys, cause I don't know, just I felt like it, and that's kind of the best thing to support when you just feel something and you go with it. I started getting into making these inverted, what I kind of call like ASMR. I thought that not only the chickens but the greenery, I found it very interesting on the color expression of just this is just inverted. There's no other um, feature on this. So everything you see, so if that chicken is almost black, that's because that chicken is almost white. You see the thing at the top, so you see the trees in the background. They're becoming white, and in the sky, I think I pan up a pedestal up at some point. The sky is black ish, like a dark gray. But yeah, I have a couple videos like that in that like ASMR kind of view. Let me see. I'm not gonna be able. I had another one. I'll just not show it. I had like butterflies in it, so I caught some. I think it was some monarch butterflies, and I did the same inverted technique. So I'll try to, I have a whole playlist with that in it. I'll try to explore that now that the channel's has a little bit more energy behind it, but I really think there's something there with that color, like the inverted, because I was able to see like critical things. I was able to see like dandelions, since they're yellow, they show blue. Um, that's the flower shows blue. So I was able to look at a field. A lot of times the green that I see, yeah, you could see a dandelion, but it isn't as contrasting with the green and then the yellow. It's more contrasting when I see, like, I'll see if there's one in there. I'll just play this one again. In fact, you guys attempted me to play this other one. I said the one I said I wasn't, because okay, I'll fix it. Okay, 1 second. It's just because the video is not while I'm live, I can't fix the actual. I'm doing it on the preview screen. Sorry. Okay, I'm almost done. I am. Okay. Okay, so this is the other one. Yeah, yeah, Katie. It's and again, it's like for me, it's like ASMR. Like it's something to be relaxing. So I would choose like a relaxing song or some vibe that I was feeling with this. And I mean, just look at the world inverted. Look at the opposites. Like this is. I just paused it real quick. Like to think that something else, some other creature, sees this is insane to me. I wanted like glasses that see the world this way. And again, there's nothing else done. There's no other effect on this. It's just inverting colors. And then you get to see, like, if you see those kind of these white spots like at the bottom right, that's really the sun. That's like the light. That's like the sun rays that are coming down, was just creating that variant in color. Yeah, so yeah, I got to get back to that. But for me it was like I tried something and I concluded that it did not work. And I was like, oh, oh well, on to the next. Yeah, and it started. I started to go down this road. Like a lot of the videos had like Mac Miller songs on them, and there's a lot there about being young and having things ahead of you. And YouTube is just bothering me today. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry if you hear me. I see your message, Katie. YouTube is just bothering me today. I'm kind of over it. We've been on for an hour and a half. This is like the third issue. I don't think there's anything much I can do on my end. It looks like it repaired itself. Yeah, I see that it's back. From my end, it's pretty apparent. Like, I'll get like a message, but I don't really see the rhyme or reason because I don't think anyone else is even on the internet right now. But I definitely got some things to fix. I got to get away from Wi-Fi. Is the number one part of this. This is just not be on Wi-Fi. I'll have a more stable signal. Thanks for saying I'm talented. Katie, that means a lot. Before you said that, I don't think I've heard that. I don't think I've heard that. Like, as far as the stuff that I do on YouTube, I don't think I've heard that. And that's the somewhat of the vibrations that I've been looking for. Like when Ruben called out the fact that he really liked the song in the first one that I played, my thing was, what makes this very unique is that I am crafty. The music that I'm playing comes from the Library of Congress. Man, why is this message telling me to configure both primary and backup? Okay, I'll do that after. I'll just get through, say what I'm saying, and then be done. I'm tired of these messages. So, what was I saying? So, yeah, so I'm pretty crafty because I can go and get this Creative Commons music, dig through the crates of those, have quality music that is aligned with my content or makes you feel a certain way. Like on this one of my favorites, the winter. Oops, sorry. This
Today, we train for the 2030 Winter Olympics. Let's do it.
But here by the fire we defy frost and storm. Ha-ha, we are warm and we have our heart's desire. For here's for good fellows and the beechwood and the bellows, and the cup is at the lip in the pleasant fellowship. Oh, here by the fire we defy frost and storm. Ha-ha, we are warm and we have our heart's desire. For here's for good fellows and the beechwood and the bellows.
like that music comes from the Library of Congress. A song, I go into the library, I search for songs that give me the feeling and the vibration. I was trying to tell a story of that as teasing with the Olympics. It was Winter Olympics time. I'm getting better with that. When I do it, I'm not trolling. I'm not trying to mirror myself to what's going on out there. Thanks, Katie. I'm not trying to mirror myself to like a sporting event, though it's not a problem, and that's probably a smart idea. I just think that I'm aware of these sporting events, and then I end up like having good vibrations with it. And then while I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna try this, and when I try it, I'm like, wow, I should map it to that. Like the other day, I did the one with me drawing a play up, a basketball play, and it's the NBA playoffs. I didn't go outside to say, let me do something for the NBA playoffs, because I don't even watch the NBA, at least until the championship. What happened was I laid out some soil, and I seen 5 chickens fixing it for me. And it's almost like I spoke to them and was like, you 5, you go do this. It's like, Caesar, you do this. Big Red, you do this. Black Stuff, you do this. And, so I literally just went and saw my coaching pad like the day before. You surprised your coworkers. I saw my coaching pad and everything. I was like, okay, so now, even though the moment passed, I was like, okay, maybe it's still there. So I had to run and go get the pad. I got the pad. I didn't know what I was gonna do for the video, so I just pressed record. The chickens were still there. The moment was still somewhat there, and I made something of it. And really, the video didn't come out great. It was the edit that came out better. I'm not gonna say great, because when I say, you'll notice that I do like the speed up voice thing. It's intentional, because the reason why I do it is because there are times where what I'm saying and how I'm saying it may not be as entertaining, and I know it. But if I speed up the voice, I still could mix it in, and not, because I know the action, the scenery is more engaging than me slowing down the moment of the voice. But because I'm not doing 3 takes and saying, or 5 takes and saying, oh, that one had energy, then sometimes when you go sit down and edit, you're going to end up with that, and you say, well, what can you do with it? How can you? So I try to cut out the ums and the, but like I said, I'm just getting better with it, and we're going places. So, and I thank you guys for taking this ride with me. It has been a ride. It definitely has been a ride. I thought I would put in a lot more effort and preparation into these live streams and shows. Maybe in the future that makes sense, But I think I've learned a lot more by not doing that. And I've really treated this as like an opportunity to learn. And there's a lot going on up there. But like I'll tell you one thing that I could absolutely improve on. I don't look at the camera. So I'm gonna tell you guys how I know. All right, so this is roughly. So this is where I look, right? If I do this, it looks like I'm looking at the camera, but my face is directly, like I'm looking at my face right now on the OBS. This is where the camera is. So because I'm managing all this stuff, one day I'm gonna be able to do it and like either almost look at it like when I'm right there, but there's definitely a difference with you looking at the camera when I'm talking to people, when I'm calling out their name. There's a difference, and I think there's an improvement. So I know that I don't look at the camera. Maybe when I'm saying, like, I'm doing it now intentionally, I feel weird. I feel like somebody's spying on me. What message is too long? I feel like someone's spying on me, but that's the thing. When I go to read the chat, I could stay looking at the chat and I'm not ever making full contact with the camera. Make the pick. Are you saying that looking at the camera is more natural? So this is hard. So you're saying that me looking at the camera is more natural? Because of where the light is like situated, I feel like one, I can't read the message because the camera is not the screens are like, the camera's obviously not the screen. So in order to read, I'm comfortable with like reading. Oh, you made an IT ticket for a long time with the auto system. So, you know, there's definitely improvements that I'm going to be looking at in the short term to make. Studio. Something was mentioned yesterday, and it was like, I think it was Yuffie. He said, "Oh, you're not in the studio?" And in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm right in front of a closet. This is not a studio. I want to make a studio. And I want to put effort into that, in preparation, and be intentional, and just do it right, not do it over the top, and you know. So hopefully that's to come, but we'll see. But yeah, we've been doing us, and you guys have been great to me. We've definitely learned a lot together. So I know they're totally revamping your system next year. Be the thinker. Be the thinker. Be honest and be the thinker. Well, tonight's stream is titled "A Change is Gonna Come." So be a part of the change. I come off well on camera. That's 96 days in. I'm finally, Katie, I'm finally getting back to what I was in college when I had like a show. It was sort of like it wasn't like TRL. It was definitely not like a TRL, but I had a couple shows. I used to appear a lot on TV station in school. I had no issue with being semi-scripted, or just showing a little impromptu character on camera. But that was 20 years ago, and a little bit more. And it wasn't a webcam. It was a well-lit studio. And I didn't have to control all of this. I had 9 people in the control room by itself. 9 people. Cameramen. We got a director, technical director, assistant director, someone on audio, someone doing teleprompter. You have someone in master control where they play B-roll and the tapes, and you had a couple of support people in the studio. You had people up on lights just in case, they would just be on the lights if they had to change the light or light you better. So that's a lot, right? And I was able to get through that. So that's more, it's just different. This is like the free world. Do what you want. And it's different. It's a lot more management. I don't have an issue with it. But it has taken me 96 days to get to this point. The ride has been awesome. It definitely has been. And I think, and I hope for you guys that there's some impact to what I'm about to say. Yeah, it is gonna be. I'm already feeling it. Because it's winding down for real. What I was gonna say is, like, there's something that I've proven to myself about what's possible because of what I and we have done. There's something that I have never, since I've had children, I don't think I've had this much confidence about something, because usually when you do something, you need all of this pull and camaraderie, and all I needed was you guys. That was it. I just needed you guys. Not to say that you guys are not much, but like people in my personal life, friends for years. People come in and say, you just gotta be consistent, Darnell. Oh man, I'm not gonna live that one down. You just gotta be consistent. People, it's just a lot of weird, even like friends, like a friend or two. Oh, why are you getting on camera? You don't have a haircut. What? What did my guy say the other day? Oh, you can't be wearing that shirt because your stomach is showing. What? What do you think I'm trying to do here? And I've had to take all of that and just Hadouken, Hadouken, just yoga flame, and just tiger uppercut, and you just gotta combat it. And I've proven to myself something. One, I didn't know it was possible for me. But that's the whole title of this morning's video was, if you have high hopes, discipline trumps motivation. I felt the way about putting trumps there because it almost felt like I was trying to play the keyword game and I wasn't. In fact, the autocorrect corrected it to Trump's apostrophe S. It's like, that's not what I'm trying to say. that wasn't what I was trying to say. I know what I was trying to say. But yeah, it's the discipline. And I have it in my past. It's just, how much longer do you continue being that same person, or could recover all of the juju, that you had, the mojo? Like, how do you keep doing that? So there's not that many bad things that have happened, but I have gained weight. I don't think I'm gonna do the weight loss journey on the channel, because that's not. I don't want to say I despise that, because people do live their truths. I think that sometimes that's personal, and when people do that, they just set themselves up to have another avenue of, when they fluctuate and they fail, they're gonna feel worse. Oh, that's the short? Yeah, okay, that short was that wasn't the first thing that I recorded. It was the second. It was a throwaway. The first thing I recorded was about the camp, like not being a campsite. And then I just said, while I did this, it felt good, and I said, let me just walk and talk. So I just pressed record again, and that's what came out. And that's what I'm noticing. I'm not faking anything, and I'm just building on top of a moment that I'm having in real time, and my memory is based on the energy that I've just had, right? So I'm always thinking about, well, what are you overcoming? Like, if you join last night's live outdoors, the one that I was speaking to about the whole camp, I was down. I was just like frustrated. I went on live to give a picture of, this is what real looks like. You have to discipline yourself. See, I love learning. I would learn and not be disciplined, but that's a difference in when you take something serious and you need to cross the line. Things that I don't need to cross the line with, I'll just learn and tinker. That's the concept of tinkering, and just, you open up something a little bit, you get to learn it, then you move on. But if you have to finish something, if that's the goal, then yeah, you got to use discipline. But after I made the video, I was like, wow, I know I listen to a lot of that type of stuff, so who knows, I'm probably mixing words with people. But I felt like it was, it's a one take thing. If it came out trash, I just wasn't going to post it. It's not me faking something. It's just me feeling something. See, I'm back to not looking at the camera. I'll be like, I go low to the mic too. When I'm low to the mic, I could say anything from this angle. I could say anything I want. When I get here, well, it's here, and then here. When I'm here, I'm upright. I feel my chest out. I'm straight up. I'm not hunched over. Probably more healthy. I could probably even lean back, and the camera is still, my mic still sounds quality. I've never done this. In fact, my hat is backwards, and that's not working out. But you also have to understand, for me, I'm in my house, and my family is listening to everything I'm saying too, you know. So that's a little nervous. I guess that makes it feel like more of a studio. I had to get over that, where just do what you're doing. Like, I watch these people dance out in public and film it, and I'm like, I get it. They've done it for so long that it's normal to them, but that is not a normal thing. How do you have an isolated conversation with the internet when people are right here? Like, one day I'm gonna try to do this live, and I'm gonna have a party at my house, and I'm gonna have to ignore the party. The party's not gonna ignore me. You get that? Like, they're not gonna ignore me because they don't understand what it's like to cross over into what it takes, the skill that it takes to manage this and to ignore the external forces. Like, when my children just decide to come in, and they remind me of the trolls that come in the chat, and they need the attention at that moment. You know, my daughter's actually better with it. She just comes and observes. My son is like, what you talking about? You know what my answer should be? Why don't you help a brother out? Get on your tablet and go on the stream, and you could chat like everyone else. I had to tell them earlier when I posted the short. I just said, did anyone see the short? Like, nah. It was like, come on, guys. Like, come on. So, but yeah, it's a lot of learning. I'm holding true to doing this in real time. If I should ever veer off to like getting too deep into the homesteading stuff, and there's dialogue that seems only pertinent to that particular community, I will follow through with a separate channel. That way I've always wanted this to just be me, and to keep this more me centric in the way I think, and not not too deep. I don't want to harvest chickens on here, and not that I do that right now, but we've had to do that in the past. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to, I could say a thought about it, but that's not, my day-to-day. Don't be surprised if next thing you know, I'm not working from home, and I'm gonna probably change because of that, and have to change up my systems. And so, but that's tonight's show. Thanks, guys. I really don't know how we do it, but we crossed the 2-hour mark in a couple seconds. I don't get it. When my sister asked me, she's like, what do you talk about? How do you sit on there and talk? And I tell her the same thing. You just gotta come enjoy the stream. Uh-oh. 01 First 96 is trying to come up in here. Change what? I don't know what you're referring to. I don't know what you're referring to. You are free. I'll give you a few. Maybe I said something. I didn't know you were in here, so I don't know how to address that. But you are welcome to hang out. I just want to know what you mean by change what. Katie, we gonna get him. We gonna. Good night. Yeah, you might be good night number 2. I don't know yet, Carolyn. I don't know yet. I'm trying to see it. Okay. Thank you. A change is gonna come. Okay. Yeah. It's the It's the title of the stream. Yeah, we were just It was when I do just so you know. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. And I could have picked up on that, but it's good for you to spell it out. It just helps me. When I title the stream, it's not always a consistent theme. Generally, I don't speak on politics. I don't speak on any polarizing topics. We do a lot of positive energy and affirmation here. But there's a lot of overlap with, concepts. And so we refer to a change is going to come, but the real change is going to come is just referring to a Sam Cooke song, one of my favorite songs. But I've been on here now for 2 hours, and we've been going to bat and chatting. If you're looking for change and that's why you clicked it, I don't think you're gonna get too much of a change there. Things are going well. It's day 96. It's funny. Look at this, guys. It's day 96. Look at 01 first 96. Look at the tag. You belong here. Look at that. That's the change that's gonna come. You belong here. You found your boy. What's up? Yeah, man, I've been streaming for 96 straight days. I'm going to 100. You got a good group. We call the Stream Team, led by Sir Mick the Pick. And like I said, we just come on here and have a good time. See how you can't avoid the politics. You see that? You can't avoid it. What else did you want me to say? Change the president. That's what you want? What else do you want me to say? What other polarizing topic? Who do you want out of the country? Like what? Yeah, no, it's I'm actually first I'm on YouTube the way I am today because of exactly what you're putting in the chat. A lot of people unknowingly come to this platform. I'll just speak to this platform, and they are being fed with a lot of that kind of content, opinions about that kind of content, and everyone is being energized in that way. And I made a choice after taking some time away and analyzing why I started to feel the way I was. Now I have political views. I've actually followed different political movements for years. I vote in my local elections. But I don't feel that everyone should be on the internet doing that type of content. To each his own. But you, the viewer, me, the viewer, a lot of times get sucked up into that polarizing energy, and I had to make a choice. Now, my choice could have been sit on the side and not do anything about it. My choice is one of maturity and saying I could improve. I could show people a different way. Just because I have feelings about that, doesn't mean that I care. I have to talk about that. I've gotten messages on here about, LGBTQ. And I treat it the same way. It's not a topic that everyone here is going to walk away feeling good about. It may be you. It may be a family member. It may just be a topic that you have so much energy for. I don't. I don't get to control how other people live. So I feel like I've had a unique experience. I grew up in New York City. I've been around a very diverse group of people. There's a lot of learning that I have to do on the way that the world works and other states may function, because maybe other people haven't been exposed to that. So even when it comes to the immigration conversation, we're going to have different views. That's what makes bringing this on the internet really tough, because we all grow up, states might as well be countries. There are countries the size of many states. So we're a huge country in that regard, with very diverse views. This is one great thing that I like coming here, is because there is political talk. It's all over. It's nice to get away. Thank you. I think you're saying because there is not political talk. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's super intentional, Carolyn. I'm glad you said that. And if we're just a small group of the population, I'm totally fine with that. But there's a time and a place, and I can sprinkle in political concepts without being political. I'll give you one thing. Whether you're on either party, the list of what you want to get accomplished in one party. So if me and you are the same party, we probably have the same list. We just prioritize it different. So the fight is just on how we prioritize. We just have different views, but we want to get the same things accomplished if we're in the same party. And people struggle with that. You follow so many political YouTubers and all that. It divides us so much. Yeah. Well, that's interesting that you say that, because I don't always approve. Yeah, I got you, Carolyn. I don't always approve of it's beyond politics, right? It's where viral has taken us. A lot of the viral things are viral not because people like it. They're viral because the algorithm and the AI behind the scenes knows that that's going to strike a chord with people, right? So we're being played for engagement. We're being played because the more engagement, the more money there is for these platforms. So you would be, if you're the platform, you're a business. It would be silly to not be political. It would be silly to not have polarizing topics which are going to make people use this more, right? For me, wanting to be a content creator, it's kind of adverse for me not to want to be triggered by what First 96 said. It's because if I want more engagement, imagine what I could clip up and come in here and say this and just keep saying it. So it comes to the point similar to what I was saying about women's sports, about the WNBA. It's those who feel the need to sacrifice, who stand on, a certain accord. Don't get me wrong. Everyone has a price for the most part, but that price for me is so enormous. It's not realistic. I'm careful with my words in real life, IRL. I'm careful with my words on the internet. It's careful as I can be. But we need more people. I came on here to join the fight. I'm actually fighting. I'm not standing on the sidelines. My choice to not come on YouTube, not bring good energy, is me standing on the sidelines and just letting all of what I see happen. And am I gonna be a huge channel? No, but I feel like somebody may see this and then they may create a channel and we start to get the diversity, because that's all that's missing. There's nothing wrong with what Katie was saying, like her husband. There's nothing wrong with somebody who wants to watch all of that stuff, but I'm pretty sure if they had more diversity, they would bounce back and forth. Can you name a car for an edit? I don't know what you mean, Angela. A car for an edit. Name a car for an edit. You'll put my username in the description. You just mean the model of a car? I mean, this is better than politics. I don't. Just name a car. Okay. A DeLorean. That's my car. DeLorean. We're going straight back to the future. Yeah, I don't want to go the route that I get a little worried about when people want you to say certain things in audio. You got me? Okay. Well, make sure, I guess if you're going to put my name in the description, somehow I can see it. I'll be interested to see what you're doing in your content. But if you want to hang out, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen you on the channel. You're free to subscribe. We've been on here for 96 days. I don't think I've named a car, so this is a first. I don't think I've ever named a car on here. So, I did mention that my car reached 100,000 miles, but I don't think I've ever called out a car. But a DeLorean, that's a dream car of mine. Big old chunk of metal. Mick the Pick is back in the house. Katie, I wish this platform was better. I wish this platform had a flag that said I prefer trolls. Like today will be troll day, right? So then the trolls know to come. Like this is, you just, you convert them. How do you spell DeLorean? I mean, I'm just gonna Google it the same way. Okay, yeah, that makes. I got you. I don't know how old you are, Angela, but that is a very popular car that was in Back to the Future. It used to sell for like $10,000 used, but I don't know if you could find it anymore. If you do, I'm interested. But yeah, Katie, I wish that the platform allowed for some real targeting of features. Like I would love to say like I'm open for trolls or I'm not open for trolls. The choice with your category is not enough to saying, oh, what kind of video is this? People in blogs. Right. No, I do have, because I have fun with them in real life. Like, there's nothing worse than being in real life with them. If you've ever been on a subway train at 3 a.m. in the morning and the train stops and you're stuck with people that you don't want to be stuck with, the internet is nothing. I told you, a junior high school all girls junior high school. I used to get insulted at 7 a.m. in the morning. Mr. Darnell. Oh, Katie, I got called Daryl again. Um, this time, actually, I got called Daryl twice this week. One was on stream, one was at work. And it wasn't, I think it was a mistake, but it was called out right away. Yuffie actually started trolling the person who called me Daryl. And it's actually a person that's cool. Like, it's not, it wasn't, I think it was a mistake. But yeah, I got called it at work. And then I heard another guy defend, said, no, it's Darnell. Like, I don't know what's so hard about this. And I did think today, maybe I can, with all this confidence, this good energy from doing this, maybe I can start putting down, concepts on a story, a book. Katie, this is my life. This is my life. I'm telling you. Come on, Vashas. I just look, Katie. If Vashas wasn't cool, I would think troll. I had this cap on the whole stream. About 5 minutes ago, maybe 5 to 10 minutes ago, I sat back and the back of the hat was hitting this, and I took it off. And then Vashas come out of nowhere. Vashas, I've already said goodnight 2 times. Not held up to the end of the bargain. And you come in here and catch me with my hat off. Carolyn. Daryl. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I appreciate it, Rashad. Hey, guys, make sure you like the stream. I know you've never really heard me say that, but I think the other night we had a good amount of people on the stream, and it was like 1 like, and I was like, I probably should say it just because I need a reminder too every now and then. Please remove. What do you mean? I love this hat, man. Oh no, I don't, man. I don't know. I was thinking if Mick the Pick is still around, I was maybe an hour before I got on the stream when I came inside. I was thinking deeply. I love this hat actually. It's a Tractor Supply hat. I was thinking deeply about why, let's just say men. Why men wear caps. You're welcome, Angela. Angela, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I didn't know at first. We do get some. We get troll spirit around here. I get kind of excited when people come in. You didn't really say anything at first, so except for asking for a car. But subscribe. I'll check out your channel and what's going on. I'll subscribe as well. Let me actually just check this out right now. Seems like you must. Oh, you got the Barbie girl stuff going. Okay. All right. Well, to each his own. Hope that content works out for you. All right, so I don't know if we do a recap, but we've had a fun night. I don't think first like being called a troll because I haven't seen much of him when he came in with the changes gonna come. We all changing, and we got 4 days to go. and I'm looking forward to it. It's a somber feeling. I don't have to stop, but I have to stop. I've gained a good amount of weight. The stress levels are high. I want to figure out how to do this in a healthier way. It's just me. And in fact, it's probably not just me. I saw a really popular YouTuber named MTR. I think I forgot what it stands for. I know the R is React. It's just mediocre. But it's a really popular YouTube channel. And he's basically taking an extended break. He had issues where he didn't really grieve his dad properly. His dad's passing, and is a content creator. It's just like nonstop. Like you're never really putting the camera down or trying to think about what to do. And I feel the beginning of that. I do think it'll be a little different for me because I'm on a grind just to get monetized, and once I get there, I'm not necessarily interested in money. Like, I'm not gonna change just to make more money with this. I don't even expect money. I think it's inevitable though, because once the word gets out and the creativity is there, I think I could bank on me doing real things, that I already do. I don't think I have to do anything different. It just takes time. But the good thing about being in the partners program and be monetized is that you don't have to think about it anymore, and it's done. And if you want to take a break, you could take a break. You want to speed up, you could speed up. I feel like I can't take an extended break because I would have wasted this spurt, because your monetization is based on the year cycle, the 365 days, meeting those goals. So if I take too long, not do anything, or if I fall off tremendously, the likeliness of what I've already put out there to help me achieve that goal. Okay, it's a goal, but it's really like, it reminds me of like my student loans. Like, I'm wired to pay the stuff off. I would use my tax returns like by any means necessary. And it wasn't because I was going to save money. It was because I don't want to have this conversation anymore. I don't want to have the lack of flexibility to be able to, like, okay, let's get real. If I want to create a feature film, which is a goal of mine, right? And it may start out and I may suck at it, but I want to do this. And in order to do this, it may take me 2 months of study, right? Might spend a little money to get my equipment. Make the Pick needs to catch up on the stream. I know where he's at. He's like 6 minutes and 30 seconds ago. I love him though. If I wanted to do a feature film, a short film, and I wanted to do something that took a good amount of time, but when I finally get it to YouTube, like, I hope it does numbers, and I start doing that, and I do 2 of them. I can do that when I'm monetized. I can't do that when I'm not monetized. Because when you're not monetized, it's like a who are you, right? YouTube is not guaranteeing me, so I may have to go the paid route. I may have to, promote that and pay for it, where that's not what I want to do. So it is a goal, but it's really just to get it out the way. Like, come on. Why couldn't it be? I'm almost at now. Granted, I've been saying this for a while, and I think I do owe some of this to SFF. Um, when you look at your subscriber count and you look at the amount of videos, I'm I'm almost 2.5x my ratio of um, videos to or subscribers to videos. So from that perspective, I could sit here and say all I want about it being hard and I'm not seeing the progress. That's not true, because I see men now. It's like to humble yourself and like really look around. I see a lot of people that are 1 to 1 or 1 to less than 1, right? Thousands of videos and they have a couple hundred subscribers. So definitely the bump from SFF, there was a lot of help there. Of late, I've actually got back on the ball and with consistency have gotten that number to where I'm comfortable with, and starting to get back into that live stream outside. And now that I'm posting videos again, which I did mention is the opportunity that I've been missing out on. So you're gonna see, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm gonna try to get up to at least 3 to 4 videos every week now. As they get easier to edit, it becomes really easy, and then I'm pumping out content. I'll just say it again because I love to just tell people how I think and what I'm thinking, and just how these things work. The streams are not promoted to people who are not your subscribers after we stream. So there's little to no value after this stream and after my subscribers just did not find it. There's no value. On the flip side, the videos. Oh, this thing just reconnected. Really? Is he okay? Is he okay? I caught a live stream. I haven't been on YouTube that much. I caught a live stream the other night and it was only like 20 something people watching. So I was a little, I didn't, maybe I thought maybe the stream just started or something, but I thought I used to see a lot more. I'll check him out. And see what's going on. And the last time I was watching his stream, he was talking about a case that was coming up, and yeah, monetization is gonna be awesome. It is. Yeah, I think for people, the first real yeah, I'll check it out, Katie, because I heard him say some things that I had to do a little bit of research about, but I wasn't, I didn't have I couldn't connect the dots. He was saying something about bad reviews, and I went to Google to check out the reviews, and I seen a lot of positive things, but he was saying he can't say something about the case and all of that. So I did do a little bit of research. I was curious, but I think for me, like, I don't ever want to be a person that lives that emotional side on YouTube. I think I'm more of a take a break kind of person. Oh. Whoa. I didn't know it was in that serious. I thought it was just getting sued. Okay, I'll check it out. We'll just leave it at that. Um, yeah, those are big problems. Wow. But make the pick. The monetization thing. The first big win for me is people in and this is how it works. And I'm glad you guys capped me on here for another half an hour. But this is how I think it works. When you do something and like say I'm gonna try to be a rapper, right? People close to you, I will send them a message. I will send them a message. Um, People close to you, um, they don't necessarily endorse you if there's no real incentive for them. You did it and it's posted. Okay. Where'd you post it at? I don't see it on your channel. People don't really endorse you unless there's like an incentive. Right now, there is there are people like Mick the Pick, right? I would say myself. Um I'm a ride with you. I don't have to believe everything about what you're saying. I'm a ride with you. I'm here to see you represent yourself. I'm here to defend that you. There's a process. Be a little bit patient. Um, well, can you post a link in the chat? Cause I don't know. I'm trying to find what you posted, and I don't see it. I'm looking on this. Okay, I see a video saying I only date magicians, and I don't know what the other video is. All right, well I'll check it out after this. Um, so people don't support you right away, right? And this is, I'll say my experience. I'm not saying this is the rule. I have a lot of examples and a lot of observations. I've actually known a good amount of famous people, like people that have become famous. Like, I don't think I've ever said this. Only mods can post links. Okay, didn't know that. Um, like you guys know like French Montana. You've heard that name before, French Montana, the rapper. Like that was like a friend of mine growing up in around high school age. Uh I could see your comment, but I don't see um I could see your comment. Yeah. So that was like my friend. I had another friend who I went to junior high school with. He played in a very popular movie, ATL, with T.I. He played the character Brooklyn, even though he was from the Bronx. And for both of them, I could say it like this. When they were in their early rise, even me, because I knew them, I couldn't see their vision. So when I started to see them like pop a little bit, I was a little skeptical of them popping, right? But by the time, like my friend, his name is Al, by the time he got on the movie and I'm watching him on the big screen, I'm like, wow, Al did it. And I have no, you know, I don't care to bring up the things I thought about him before that. And it's all respect. So I'm able to, thank you so much, Angela. I'm able to I sub back, Angela. I'm able to understand, like, okay, this is this guy's rise, and the only thing you should do, if you know them in real life, is support them. So why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this to say that there's gonna be a point when all of the work that was put in, I'm gonna get a great deal of support, and it's gonna be from people who ignored this whole time. The people who say, yo, you just got to be consistent. They're going to be supporters, because that's the only way that they know how to support, because it's easier to be a skeptic in the beginning because you're not going to go out there and do it. And I'd say it about my friend Al. I didn't aspire to be an actor. I didn't aspire to be, he's a poet. He raps. I didn't aspire that stuff the way that he did. I could do those things as like a hobby, but he saw himself being somewhere, you know, climbing, and he did. He climbed. He actually had a very popular rap song, and then he faded away into the oblivion. I'm sure he's doing creative stuff still, because he's a lifetime creative, but I know what it's like to be a skeptic of him, because I knew him in the real world, right? Now me and him are not the same. In my real life, you'd be a fool to be a skeptic of me, because it's not, what I show here is what I am. So, but I know there's going to be a lot of people who, in discovery, as this thing keeps going, there's going to be some enrichment that comes. And I can't tell you how I'm going to feel about that. I know from now, I don't really blame people, because they don't know no other way. They know not what they do, right? They didn't know that I needed that. You know, for me, I got my sister. I got Mick the Pick. I got my family inside my house. I've turned them already, you know, my as far as my family, because it went from kind of laughing at me that no one's here to like them being quiet when they realize someone actually came. Wow. Today I posted a video and I got 575 views in the first 10 minutes. And YouTube does this thing where there's just like this cliff, and then it's just nothing. And I was telling my wife, and you could see, like, because they may not understand how the platform works, they're not locked in. And that's why I like talking to other creators and people who are seeing numbers. Is cool, because you'd only understand that. You would think that if you get 500 views, it was 575 views, I think, in the first 17 minutes. You would think I might have my first viral one here. Like, for me, I think viral is it subjective? I think it can be. I'm the only one Tom likes. Ah, there you go. That's what's up, Tom. That's what's up. I like viral for me would be 10,000 views on like a short, 1,000 views on a video. That's like viral. I don't need nothing more than that. That's why I'm living on that. I live on this one story. I used to play poker a lot. Like, I come from the era where online poker was not illegal federally. And we had a lot of sites out there you could catch a game at any point, and I was playing recklessly. Shouldn't have been. Didn't know any better. Personalities not suited. Now I show my addictive personality through doing 100 straight days. I try to do good techniques and be, and I always tell my kids it's a balance, because even good things are not, you still have to do them in moderation. I hold on to this one story of this one day. I'm not going to tell you about the losses for the most part. This one day I invested $9 in a tournament. There's a couple, maybe 30,000 people in this tournament. And that $9 I turned into $1,500. And I was 2 hands away from turning that into $7,000. I made it to the final table, came in, I think, 7th. It took me 8 hours. And the way the games work is there's a 5-minute break every hour. So I'm a good player, but a lot of that style in tournaments, there's like luck involved, because sometimes you don't get the cards. So it's not like I'm in person and I could bully someone with knowing their tails or bluffing them in a certain way. People are a little bit more reckless online because the in-person element is gone. But it's a different style, and I adapted to it. And so if you break through like the first couple hours, you could kind of sit around. But could you imagine sitting at the computer? So we've been here now 2 hours. I've been 2 hours and 43 minutes. And this is just the first third, so to speak, of what I did that day. And then you get to the point when, okay, 5-minute break. And then I started doing the same thing every hour. And then I would do the same thing. I'm superstitious. And I started doing the same thing. I know what a big win is like. So if you give me 10,000 shorts views, I'm with it. So if I get 575 views in 17 minutes, I'm like, what about the day? Multiply that 17 and it keep going up and up and up. Yeah, it doesn't work like that, sir. It doesn't work like that. And then creators are gonna have words for it. YouTube is shadow banning me, and I'm not into the emotional side of that for sure. And yeah, I mean, I just hope, I'm really glad that what I'm doing, people get it, that there are still people out there that you guys haven't converted into not wanting this. I still, to this day, I'm thankful for Pluto TV. I could watch my classics and remember the world how it was. And I think that a lot of us are still around, and we owe it to the young people to show them what our stories were like, and what our fun was like, what our racial relations were like. And it wasn't perfect, but I think we had a lot of diversity on TV, more so than now. We didn't have this PC culture where all this over and weird representation for the sake of being represented so that you don't piss anyone off. That wasn't there. So we just got to get in the room and sit together. So that's what I'm trying to be a part of. And hey, I think it's working. I have enough. I didn't, when on day 90, I said I was going to try to do something to charge into maybe getting to 500 within 100 days. That was a little tall. A little tall. We didn't do that, but we've definitely, I've impressed myself. So that's tonight's show. We can't go more than 3 good nights. That wouldn't be right. That's tonight's show for real this time. Please, Shadow Black, don't come into this room. I'm gonna run out of here. I've done this before. Katie, thank you so much. Angela, thank you. I'll try to check out what you made. I will check out what you made. Mick the Pick, Rashaz, Carolyn. Who else was in here? Ruben came in early. 49er son. I don't think I missed anyone. First was in here. Yeah, and Jax. And once again, I hope your family's at peace. Jax. We did 8 before. Katie, I have a good memory, and I'm okay about forgetting if I did 8. That sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely crazy. That is not cool. Well, let's get out of here. I'm gonna just play one video and then I'm out of here. Thank you so much. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Tomorrow is day 97. Wow. I think that's the year I went to high school. All right. Peace. Yep. We made They used to hang, this is where they hang like the Christmas decorations from. What store? Behold! The Behold! Let's get the content. That's right. Let's get the content.
You get down here, right? Yeah.
Right. Alibi.
Got it.